It's the first round of the draft. Yes, of course. There are great players all over the first round, particularly in the top 10. Filling the draft, filling out your personal draft, if you're the Falcons or any other franchise in the NFL, is yes about talent, but more than that, filling out your particular needs and filling out those particular needs, especially when you don't have anyone there that can step up. The Falcons don't have a defense right now. They have Drake London on offense. They have Bijan Robinson on offense. They have Kyle Pitts. They signed Kirk Cousins. And what do? What do we need now that our offense is ready to go? They have one of the better offensive lines in all of football. How about another quarterback that's going to sit for 4 years? This is how you addressed your defense. You handed Kirk Cousins $100 million in guaranteed cash, and then you draft a guy that you could have gotten later in the first round if you really wanted it, a guy who was not going in the top 10. They panicked. They panicked and said, oh, my God, Michael Penix is here. Yes, everyone knew he was going to be there. That's what I don't get. It's like, oh, when you have a player this good that falls to you. You mean who fell to you at 8? You knew this was going to happen, but you acted like you were surprised. Oh, my God, he's here. That's like the Bears saying, we were going to take Joe Alt with the first overall pick for months, and then we got to the draft, and Caleb Williams was there. Yeah, you have the first overall pick. You knew this was going to go down. I don't understand it at all.
Yeah, I don't get it, especially because the moves that you made, especially signing Kirk Cousins, who is, 36 years old, wouldn't you say that, okay, we need to win now. We need to draft players who can help us this year in a division that feels very winnable right now. So it just feels like they're trying to straddle the fence of, okay, what's the game plan? Do we need to win now or do we want to win later? Like, why would you do this in the first round? I don't get it, especially when Kirk Cousins is so old. It just, the bottom line to me is just the Kirk Cousins signing just doesn't make a ton of sense. Like, if you liked Michael Penix Jr. so much, why did you sign Kirk Cousins? You knew you had a pick in the first round. So I don't know if it's, quote, as simple as that. We will see how it pans out, and we'll see how many years Michael Penix Jr. has to wait on Kirk Cousins spending all that Kohl's cash on some brand new khakis and looking super sharp in the A. So as far as the NFL draft goes, we've talked a lot about the Falcons, and as we should have, that was the biggest shock of the night. But Jenks, were there any other surprises for you? Let's talk about Xavier Worthy, the fastest guy in the NFL draft, going to the Chiefs. I know this is not one of the top moves, but you're a Texas guy.
And the story behind this is every morning I walk in the studio, and Trista, you know her, Trista Crick. She is the co-host of BetMGM Tonight, does a great job on her NBA bets. And she has her chair, I have mine, and in her chair, she has a pillow. So this morning, I walk in, and I say to Bill, oh, I've got to move Trista's pillow. And I thought to myself, doesn't that sound like a romantic novel or a poem? Does it sound that way to you, Chelsea? Trista's pillow? Doesn't it?
Yeah, it sounds like a show that would air on the Hallmark Channel or maybe Lifetime, where it's just a close-up of this really intricate pillow that you probably got at like Kirkland's, or I don't know what the like boutique-y decor stores are in DC, but like Kirkland's is the one here. Maybe you could get it at Home Goods. I don't know. But Trista's Pillow, airing live on the Hallmark Channel at 8/7 Central. It's a romantic story about two lovers who met on a pillow in a coffee shop.
Well, I've got the real story. And the real
Do
poem.
you?
So now, what I think is a deserved and apt tribute to BetMGM Tonight, co-host Trista's Crick. This is called Trista's Pillow. Bill, if you would. Every morning he walked in, a wry smile across his lips as he recognized the all too familiar feeling that never ceased to fill him with an unspeakable warmth. The chair, empty. But he knew she had been there. The faint smell of her perfume, a crumpled DoorDash bag, and her pillow A pattern as complex and intricate as she is, his muse. And a reminder that her spirit surrounded him even in his loneliest moments. It wasn't her, but it was a part of her, and somehow it was enough. It was Trista's pillow. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
It's beautiful.
Thank you.
It's beautiful.
Glorious. It's got a snowflake on it. No food crumbs anywhere. Beautiful. And I walk in every morning, and I move that pillow, and I think of Trista. And that's what I go through emotionally when I see that pillow. 24 points, 15 boards, 9 assists. Jamal Murray with 22. Michael Porter Jr. with 20. And man, do the Nuggets own the Lakers. Denver beats Los Angeles for the 11th straight time while rallying from being down double digits in every single game of this series. The Lakers have not beaten Nuggets since December 16th, 2022. Chelsea, this series is over. I mean, no team has ever rallied from an 0-3 deficit in the playoffs anyway, but the Nuggets just have the Lakers number.
Oh, for sure. Remember when I said I was grabbing my popcorn for the Knicks and Sixers series?
Mm-hmm.
What's the opposite of that? Like, I'm grabbing a warm glass of milk for this Nuggets and Lakers series because it's pretty much over. I will say, if there's ever a team that can come back from some kind of, I don't know, I can't even let that escape my mouth. What I was about to say is like, well, they do have LeBron James, but the Nuggets have Nikola Jokic. So
Right.
I don't think I could even say, well, you know, maybe they could come back. No, the Nuggets are just too good. And the fact that they're getting performances from their role players like Aaron Gordon had in this game, even though I kind of hesitate to call him a role player, like he's one of the main guys, but he's not Jamal Murray or Nikola Jokic, who continue to roll. But if you look at the box score, you say, okay, Anthony Davis had 33 points and 15 boards. LeBron James had 26, 9, and 6. And they still lost?
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is not a good sign for a team that was also playing at home. So, yeah, I think this series is pretty much over.
Lakers in danger of getting booted from the postseason in the first round for the third time in 4 years. It does not look good in La La Land.
Bassett has made me a good amount of money when betting on him at home, but going against the Dodgers is never easy. Is there a case to be made for Toronto here?
Yeah, I think so. And I think the case is, I have to scroll up because I'm busy writing Trista's pillow.
Oh, so sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah, sorry. I'm. You're interrupting my creative process here on live radio, Chelsea. I got to tell you. You know what? I like the Blue Jays here. Blue Jays money line, plus 105. Let's do it. Chris Bassett, when you look at his splits, and this, I believe this was true last year. Like on the road, he's 0-3 with a 6.14 ERA. But at the friendly confines of the Rogers Center, he is 2-0 this season with a 1.38 ERA. Blue Jays are batting .276 this season, third best average in the sport when playing at home. Dodgers could be a little tired after making that road trip from here in D.C. Little plus money on the card. I know it's not a popular idea to fade the Dodgers, but I like the Blue Jays in this spot.
Yeah, or if you want to get some plus money on squarely backing Chris Bassett, you could go under 2.5 earned runs for plus 115. Chris Bassett is a crafty veteran. He's also pitched against the Dodgers quite a bit. As somebody who came from the Oakland A's earlier in his career, I know it's not the same players, but still, somebody who I think can keep it under wraps against LA. Next up, this line didn't make a ton of sense to me, so let's talk about it. Cubs, Red Sox, this game in Boston, and this game is a pick'em. Total of 8 runs. Shota Imanaga going for the Cubs. He's 3-0 with a sparkling .84 ERA, facing Cutter Crawford, who's 1-0 with a .66 ERA. Jenks, I gave you a warning about betting on the Red Sox yesterday.
You did.
And what do you know? They lost. Their injury report is a mile long. So tell me why the Cubs are merely pick 'em in this game when Shota Imanaga's pitching. He's been great. The Red Sox are hurt. Do you just take the Cubs?
Maybe, but doesn't the line seem a little fishy here, the money line, when the Red Sox are favored? I mean, it's a little minus money either way, and I knew the Red Sox were banged up, but full disclosure, I didn't realize how banged up they were until you read that list off to me. I was like, oh, yeah, this guy's out, this guy's out. I was like, oh, I didn't realize like half their guys are sitting out right now. I would go first 5 under 4, which is minus 115. So if you're talking about how banged up Boston is, will they be able to hit Shota Imanaga? Probably not. But conversely, Cutter Crawford has been one of the few bright spots for Boston this season. He has allowed only 2 earned runs in 27 1/3 innings this season. That is remarkable. So first 5 under 4 is where I'd go.